Hey, what's poppin'? This is Garrett, aka Yankee Bayesian, here again, recording for Black Asian Magazine, and with another special guest. This one hits a little bit closer to home, but I'm gonna go ahead and let him tell you his name. I'm gonna go ahead and start this interview.
Hi, my name is Keith Arthur Lashley. I'm from the United States, Michigan to be exact. Good to be here with Black Asia Magazine.
Alright, most definitely. Alright, this next one is gonna be a 3-part question. And so just go ahead and go into as much detail as you can. So, like, where did you grow up? Where do you live now? And how long have you lived there?
Well, I grew up in Michigan. I lived all over the state. I was raised in the Detroit area, and I also live in Western Michigan for a large part of my life. And right now I live in South Korea, Seoul.
Okay, which part of Seoul? Because you know we have different sections.
It's called Seoul, so the west part of Seoul.
Okay, how long have you been here?
Well, I've been in Korea. This is like a total of 8 years in Korea. I lived in Seoul for like nearly 1 year. And well, before that, I lived in the Seoul area. I lived in Yongin for a year, which is not too far from Seoul, and Ilsan, which is north of Seoul. So I'm kind of familiar with Seoul, more or less.
Okay. So, moving on to the next question, like what made you decide to leave home and come out and, you know, venture a new country?
That's a good one. Many things. Well, okay, first, I've traveled to like so many different countries, but what started off this idea of traveling is I realized that you could better yourself in another country in some ways better than you can in your own country, because you are coming to things with two weapons. You have your own culture that you grew up with, that your parents taught you and that your society taught you, but then you get to use the advantages to that and apply that to another place and get all the benefits of that place and the benefits of your home place. For example, you know, Americans, we have certain cultural assets that other cultures don't really have at their disposal as much. So it makes, at first it might be a challenge to live in a different place, but actually if you can overcome that hurdle, it can become very easy and beneficial to you. So when I was in university, I wanted to change my major from finance to Spanish. So I started teaching myself languages, and I think in the same year I went to South America, I started learning Spanish and Portuguese. And then after that, I started doing Italian. And then I started playing around with Chinese until I could like read and write it fairly decently. And ever since then, languages has been one of the main motives for me traveling. So I speak Korean as well.
When you learn the local language too, you gain more respect. They respect you more. There's ways of saying things with more respect that I learned from just speaking with, especially like the elderly crowd.
Different grammar.
Yeah. There's different ways of saying stuff that, like, if you might get certain looks from certain people if you say a certain word a certain way to them, because there's levels to it. There's levels to it. So it's definitely, that's what is also good about immersing yourself in the culture. You know, so you can learn those vital key differences that you need.
And it also helps you, I think, as a foreigner who's lived here for a while. It helps you like maintain a certain like stability, because you can socialize. I mean, the culture between Korea and the West is different, but you can go out and talk to different people and be somewhat ingrained in what's going on here. You're not an outsider. Where before it's like, this is Korea, this is me. and there's a big wall between what's going on. Now it's like, I'm not born. I wasn't born here, but I can still interact with the people here.
Yeah. Tell us about, describe your hometown. What you grew up with. What you grew up around growing up.
Okay.
Like how big was the town? What did you grow up with? What did you, technology that was around? All that kind of good stuff.
Right. Well, my childhood, half of my childhood was spent living in Detroit. Mm-hmm. I lived in a place right outside Detroit called Taylor City.
Taylor City?
Yeah. And that was pretty good. I went to a private school, even though my neighborhood wasn't like rich. I still went to go live in a private school, and I was able to interact with people with different social backgrounds.
Yeah.
And I think that's like, and also being my father from Barbados, like your family.
Same.
Right?
Same hometown.
Yeah, it's in Bridgetown, Barbados. Mm-hmm. And my mother's from Jamaica, Manchester, Jamaica. So right there in my household, it's two different cultures. Right?
Yep.
And I'm American. Well, I would say I'm of African ancestry, but my heritage is from the Caribbean.
Yeah.
And then I'm American. So I grown up with African Americans, white Americans, and different people. So I'm learning about how to adapt to different cultures.
Yeah.
Because my household has different cultures. So I think that's what affected me earlier on. I lived after that in Bering Springs, which is it's a small village on Western Michigan. And that's also very multicultural because it's the town for Adventist University. And they have many different people from all over the world there.
Okay.
So even though it's a small place, you're bound to see people from almost every nationality on earth.
That's good.
So, church, potluck, it's very diverse. So I think I was already prepared to be the person I was now from that. I think I was like 10 or 12 when I realized that there was a difference between the food like my mom cooked.
Alright, go ahead and bounce to the next question. Like, can you give a little, and as much detail as you can, like your overall day-to-day as you was growing up? I know you touched on it a little bit in the last question. But
now when I was growing up.
Oh, no, when you was growing up. Like your everyday,
What age?
when you was growing up in like Michigan and stuff like that, like what was your everyday like routine? Was there anything special there that you was doing on a regular?
When I was a teenager, I would in the adolescent I would paint.
Paint?
Yeah, I would paint. I was an artist, so when I first moved to Bering Springs, I tried to look for a job. First year I wasn't old enough to get a job. So I still couldn't get a job when I was 14 of age. So I would make paintings and I would sell them. And then later I learned how to make paintings louder. You want to have a say too, right?
I guess we can get louder.
Alright, so later I made like a way to paint more efficiently so I can sell quicker.
Yeah, okay.
Right? And after that, between that I did track and field. I would run a lot, and I was pretty good. I was pretty good at it, but I dropped out of.
Ethnicity usually are better at sports. I'm just
You said it, not me.
I'm saying it, but that's just facts.
Yeah. So anyway, there was that, and I could have people told me I could have went to the Olympics, but. the thing is, my religion at that time was the Seventh-day Adventist, and a lot of them don't do anything on Saturday. It's kind of like the Jews, right? So a lot of them was on Saturday, and I could have went. I could have still just went anyway, but I was like not as motivated to do so. So my other passion was martial arts. So I kind of like tried to pursue that. And when I got to college, so that was my thing. It was art, martial arts, and I was reading Bible. Yeah, so that was my teenage. And then that's the thing that I do a lot. I read.
Okay. All right. So we'll go ahead and bounce to the next question. Where are all the places that you've been to since leaving the U.S.?
I've been to Jamaica. I've been to Canada. I've been to Argentina, to Peru, to Brazil, Spain, Morocco, Italy, Greece, China, of course Korea. I was supposed to go to Thailand this vacation, but I couldn't. I've been to Hong Kong too. What's your favorite city in Italy?
My favorite city, Venice is overrated. A lot of people go there and like, oh, we go to Venice. Nah,
I
Venice
love Venice.
Venice is alright.
How you feel about Paris? About Paris?
I love the pastries.
Wow.
The pastries. They have some beautiful.
It?
I mean, they got some beautiful art. Yeah. I mean, it was a lot of fun. Yeah. So we'll just hit this next question. So like, we touched on that a little bit, but like, what kind of work do you do now?
Now, okay.
Yeah.
So, wow.
Much detail
Now,
do you think of it?
man.
What do you do now?
All right. What I do now, as I told you, I was a Krav Maga instructor. So whenever I teach Krav Maga, of course I have to go to the gym, I have to work out, do some running. I'll train, it sounds contradictory, but I'll train Kung Fu and Tai Chi to train my Krav Maga. Right? So those of you who don't know, the audience, Krav Maga is really martial art. It's used by the special forces. So like stuff like gun and knife defense and bodyguard, like that. So anyway, when I'm not doing that, I'm focusing on IT, computer programming. So I'm putting together this course to teach foreigners how to program with Python. So
I gotta look into that because technology is where
it's
constantly getting more and more advanced. So I definitely was gonna look into probably doing that coding stuff too because where it's headed, technology.
it's kind of fun to be fun too. The cool thing about programming or technology is that if you're into health, it's stuff is fun. If you're into like anything related to the military, there's stuff that you can do for that. If you're into news or gossip or like contemporary things, technology can help with that. If you're into stuff like history and culture, then you can still use technology. So it's a lot of, it can be ambiguous, but at the same time, it can be very useful to expand a plethora of different interests. So my schedule, it's gonna sound boring, but it's not boring to me. I go to work, I try to improve my profession as a teacher, then I try to read, I'm trying to be in Korean, so I'm trying to read books on Korean and business, books on business in Korean, and technology in Korean. And I come home, I just work on my programs.
Okay, so you're a teacher. You teach martial arts, Krav Maga.
Yeah.
You do coding.
Yeah.
So you got 3 jobs pretty much you're doing around here.
Basically.
Whew, busy. Well, that being said, leading into the next question, how does it feel being a black person, living, working, and being married into this culture? Korean culture?
My wife is Korean. And when people ask me, is my wife Korean, I say she's very Korean. So, and then they just laugh when I tell them that. Like, she's a sweet person. My family, I call my family, I'm talking about like her family. They're very sweet people. They all love me very much, and yeah, they kind of like adopted me. The father, the mother, and the uncles and grandma. Yeah, they're very kind.
So what has been like your experience of being black though, and being out here and being in like a marriage, Korean marriage, and things like that?
So it's different for different people. One, if you do not speak Korean, don't expect to really be active into like the society. It's the same thing if like a Korean person came to America and you couldn't speak English. You wouldn't be embracing that person if you couldn't talk or communicate to that person. Because there's the cultural barrier, and then it's there already. And then there's the fact that you can't talk to this person. When you can talk to people, it opens things up a lot more. As a black person being in Korea, I would say it's different for different people. Because there's racism here,
all around the world.
all around the world, but there's racism here, and it can affect you in different ways. Like, at work, some places you might have one person who's cool, treats everyone the same, but then you have some other person who thinks that white is better than black. You can treat the white person differently than you would treat the black person. And on top of that, in Korea, it's like a cultural norm to judge people on their outward appearance. Even Koreans judge. I mean, you have the plastic surgery industry here.
Yep.
It's booming here.
You can find it on almost every other block.
Plastic surgery. So that they take that, and then when they compare it to foreigners, it's okay, white is here, black is here. And even amongst other Asians, they judge Asians differently too. So racism, well, not racism, but just being black in America, in Korea, just try to network with different people here, and hopefully people who are focused on building an economy. Because now when you see people from China or Korea, that's what they do when they come to the United States. And the first thing they do is to try to look for a job, to try to build an economy. So for black people who come here, I like to see more of us try to do stuff like if you're doing Black Asia, building a business, something that's outside of the industry.
Yeah, because if you go around the world, you usually see a lot of that, like, especially African culture. They're always helping each other build themselves up, build the communities, and no matter what country, other country that they're in. It just seems like it's a stigma for Black Americans to do the same thing, which is like ridiculous. It's like, yo, why you?
And the thing is that like in America, there's the illusion that like blacks can just integrate into other societies, right? But in Korea, like it's very clear. Even like Koreans from other countries have to network with the Koreans here. Yeah, they have to network with people who are like them to build their own economy.
Yeah.
So as being black in Korea, it's like even more stronger. You have to have your own economy, and you have to support each other.
Yeah. All right. So, what other, speaking on this, since we talked about businesses and things, Have you? What other businesses or like organizations or anything like that have you seen that black people have owned or been running out here that you've come across?
Most of them I come up with as local stores and restaurants, and they're mostly owned by Nigerian or West Africans.
Okay.
So I think it's good because I think you set your business, you do things to serve, like a service that your clientele would want.
Yeah, definitely.
Because then you don't have to compete as much.
And going off what you said off the last question too is like about building a network. Because if you think about like going like the U.S. and certain states too, like in New York and then L.A. and then I think Chicago too. You have like Chinatown, you have Koreatown. So that's exactly what they're doing what we should be doing over here.
Yeah.
They create their own towns in the States and in other countries too. I know in the Philippines, I know somebody out there, same thing out there. They got a Koreatown. They have a Russia town. So it's like we should be doing the same thing, but we don't.
Why do you think we don't do it?
For one, because of people come out here and they say, "Oh, I feel like this is being racist, that person being racist." Okay, yeah, there's racism everywhere, but truly, America is more racist than over here.
Yeah,
because, and they brainwash you on TV. They pit you against each other. In these communities where low funding, and they put certain stores and that I know that are not good for community, like liquor stores. If you in the States, if you find a malt liquor store, things like that, look at the area that's around. Look at the ethnicity that's mostly around the area. You're gonna see people of color. You won't see it in no white rich neighborhoods and things like that. So it's like they are working more to break up the cohesiveness of people of color in the States and allowing them to join forces together. And then when they come over here, they're brainwashed already, and so it's kind of like they're, having like the same thing spinning. Not everybody, but some, come over and like, oh no, I'm coming to get mine. Like I'm coming to do me, get my stuff off the ground. But if you think about it, like you're both in a foreign country. If you network and build each other up, you can build even more.
And it only makes sense. Like this is like every group on Earth. That's like a standard. Mm-hmm. But if you don't do that, then you're like stuck out on your own. It's different. You're starting from ground zero. So I wish that that could change, but I think it has to change in America first, because that's where it comes from.
Especially what they portray on TV. So people in these other countries that might not watch too many American programs or have too many American channels, it might be a certain channel they have that's just showing the negativity. Because I've talked to my local friends and they've said that, they've only seen like certain movies and things like that. And I asked them what kind of movies it was. Of course, it'd be like a gangster movie.
I had a movie
of portraying poor blacks and something like that. I was like, come on.
I had a student one time in days when she was an adult, okay? And she told me that like she used to think negatively of black people because of what she saw on TV. But then she met one of her teachers, a professor, who was from Harvard, and he was really impressed. And then she met me, somebody who could speak Korean, Chinese, whatever. And she was impressed with that too. So that changed her mind. So I think it's good, to come here and to like do different things to do better. But I think the most important thing, what's more important than how other people see us is how we see each other. And we need to put that into action by networking and trying to make a support base for ourselves, especially in a foreign land where Korea isn't. America's not designed for blacks. Korea is not designed for anyone other than Koreans.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's even supposed to be. So I think here we should use our time to do something that involves ourselves.
Definitely. Alright, brings me to, we got 2 more questions. So, what is something, I know we talked about some negative stuff about Korea, but we also talked about a lot of good. So what,
a lot of positive things.
there's a lot of positive, there's...
I think more than the negative. I got I want to say my first wake-up call, but I got the strongest wake-up call when I was traveling in China. And I got stopped by police in China, and they was going to take pictures with me.
That happened here. My first time here, me and my buddy.
And in Korea too, like people like the whole attitude of the government and the law enforcement is just friendly.
Yeah.
Like they're here to like protect all the people.
You see them riding around,
Like
they're looking to help people.
Yeah, but in America, I mean, you have police who do this, but you also have some police.
You have more negative than you have the positive.
You have some law enforcement. They're connected. Like we talk about not just law enforcement, but the politicians.
Yep.
And police officers are connected to like white supremacist groups.
Yep.
And you have to, and as a black person, you have to be careful.
Yeah.
And in Korea, you just have to respect the laws, and people are cool with you. I had an opportunity to train the police.
Here?
Yeah, I had an opportunity to train the United States military for one day, and I had an opportunity to train the police for one day. So that was pretty fun.
That's sweet. Alright, well, we'll finish off with tell us about any projects you got coming up, or any anything you're involved in for the future coming.
Alright, for the future right now, I'm working on a series of boot camps to teach Python, and it's geared toward ESL teachers.
Okay.
So, of course, you can be, for foreigners and Koreans who want to come learn Python, but don't have the time to do it in an intense boot camp.
Yeah.
Maybe you can come on the weekends, so you can meet with me in the study room, and I'll show you different stages of computer programming. So right now I'm working on Quibi, which is a framework that allows you to build apps in Python for mobile phones. And I hope to take that information, I get better at Korean, turn it into a bilingual book. That's one side English, one side Korean. Because the issue of computer programming is that these things come from the English world, but everyone uses them. So if you had a bilingual reference, it would make learning it a lot easier.
So, when could they kind of expect for you to get your boot camps up and running?
December 1st would be the first one.
Okay. Y'all hear that? December 1st. So if you're interested in it,
please contact me.
Contact him and start. I'll leave his information in his bio, so you can get a hold of him. December 1st. So if you're interested in it, definitely check him out. He's a cool brother. He knows what he's doing. So if y'all interested, y'all better jump on it, because while the price is low. You have anything else that you want to add into the mix?
Thanks for being here.
I appreciate you taking your time.
What you're doing.
I appreciate your time. And definitely, like I said, this hit more closer to home, because our dads are from the same country, same town. It's it's crazy. I love it. So it feels like a little deeper connection. Alright, well, once again, I'm Garrett, aka Yankee Beijing, reporter from Black Asian Magazine, and
I'm key founder Lashley.
alright, we'll check you later.